How does a beginner UGC creator find brands? You're gonna wanna save this for later because we're gonna run through them all and it's a lot. Start with the apps and platforms. This is a great place just for anyone who has no experience, and I mean no content creation experience and no background in marketing, to start connecting with brands and dipping their toes in and landing those first couple paid opportunities. You're probably gonna have to Google which ones are available in your country, because if you're in Canada like me, some of them aren't available, but here they are. It's a long list. Join Brands, Incense, Brands Meet Creators, Upwork, Billow, Coley, Social Cat, Collabster, Vidovo, Breakfast. I'm sure I'm forgetting a couple. You don't need to apply for all of these, but I will say across all of these methods and platforms and apps and all these ways to find opportunities, when you find one that works, double down. Method number 2 is actually going to be Fiverr. So now this is a platform where you can just set up your gigs and then you offer your services, meaning you don't actually have to go looking for opportunities. You will hopefully show up if you are optimized your profiles or optimize your gigs, and then people will order UGC from you. So they might order photos or organic style contents or ad or whatever you're offering, but you have to make sure that those gigs are optimized, and Fiverr does take a 20% cut, so just keep that in mind when you are setting those up. But it's a really great place to start, especially for people who are really busy, because you don't have to go looking for opportunities. So the third way is going to be by outreach. There's 2 different ways to do this. There's email outreach, and then there's of course Instagram DMs. I don't recommend, if you're brand new, that this is the approach you take. You totally can, but just know that you are going to be competing against 100 other people who are emailing these brands. And if you don't have the social proof and the experience to do this correctly and back up like why brands would want to work with you, you're probably better off going with option 1 or 2. However, you can email brands or DM brands on Instagram, and you're just going to ask them like, hey, I would like to work with you. Can I get your marketing email? I would stick between the brands that have 25 to 100K followers in that range. You definitely don't want to go for the super, super big brands. They're going to be looking for people with a ton of experience. Now, there's also email outreach, meaning you have to find the brand's email. And it's not just finding their email, it is finding the email of the decision makers. Now, pitching is a very big strategy. It's not just going to their website, finding their email. You have to get a Chrome extension like either Apollo.io, Getmail, Lucia, one of these extensions for Chrome, and then you're going to head over to LinkedIn, and you are going to have to find the decision makers, so the people who are hiring the UGC creators. So anything that says UGC marketing, influencer marketing, those type of titles, and then you're going to plug in that extension, get that email, and then you have to craft your pitch, which is a whole nother strategy. So that's number 3. Number 4, my personal favorite, is Twitter. So I know what you're thinking, Twitter? Really? Yes. Why brands, agencies, creative strategists, and people are just sourcing UGC creators on Twitter? I don't know, but they are. So I don't pitch, barely anyways. Most of my opportunities have come from Twitter. Now you can apply to opportunities on Twitter, and you can also put yourself out there, put your work out there, be seen, and attract on Twitter. And I personally love Twitter because unlike TikTok and Instagram, you don't have to film content, okay? It's text posts. So if you're feeling messy and sloppy and not camera ready, like me most of the time, I find that the best way to land UGC opportunities. Those are 4 ways to land UGC opportunities. Like I said, find one that really works for you and double down on one that starts working. Best of luck.